The following is a product of Studio 42.
Well, it's basketball night in Texas.
On the Howe Enterprise Sports Webcast from HoweEnterprise.com. This is Howe Bulldogs basketball.
Now in the middle of Griffin. Here she goes. Off to the races to the right side. Nobody in her way. A jump shot off the glass. That one's good.
Howe Bulldogs basketball is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, Independent Financial, GCEC, Sonic of Howe. Also brought to you by Michelle Castle Guild Mortgage.
She goes right to the bucket. A great pass underneath to Emery Snap, who puts it in and draws the foul.
Atmos Energy, Corey Hernandez State Farm, Rapid Electric, Brother Plumber, Attorney Micah Belden. Also brought to you by Howe Athletic Booster Club, Linda Hamill Insurance, Michelle Carney Photography, Hit Exteriors LLC, TechWave, Night Furniture. Also brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, Texoma Land and Home Realty Team, Goodfellas Barbershop, Don Smokehouse. Now with the call of the game, here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
Well, it is basketball night in Texas, ladies and gentlemen. Monty Walker along with Justin White and Jake Roberts. We are in Caddo Mills, and what all of a sudden is not the Caddo Mills that we remember. This is a magnificent place over here in the middle of nowhere, a brand new high school. And Justin White, this is a beautiful facility for basketball, is it not?
It is. This is a growing part of North Texas, or I guess it's Northeast Texas, whatever this is, but growing part of the area. Come in on country roads. A couple of schools I passed by that thought were that was the gym we'd be playing in. But came to this place, and it is a magnificent place.
It reminds me, it has the kind of the feel that Anna's new gym has. You kind of follow the yellow brick road in the middle of nowhere, and you end up in Caddo Mills in this land of Oz over here in this palace. It's a beautiful place. We have a basketball game tonight, playoff game for the first time in a while for the Lady Bulldogs since that dramatic pre-COVID season where the Lady Bulldogs went down and made it to the regional quarterfinals, semifinals, and I tell you what, it was a tremendous year that year with the Harveys and the Andersons and the Wilsons and the Honorays. All those are long gone, and it's a new crop of Lady Bulldogs now, but back in the playoffs with a new head coach, Ashley Anderson, her first season and her first trip to the playoffs with the Lady Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's got to be a confidence builder for her in this program. And, I was thinking about, I was listening on the way here, the game we did against Edgewood, the opponent, the Bulldog, Howe is playing tonight. Both are Bulldogs, by the way. The opponent, Howe is playing tonight. And that was a good game, a good physical game between Edgewood and Howe 3 years ago.
Anderson, not new to head coaching. She's new to Howe. 145 career wins, looking for 146 tonight. Howe got into the playoffs by playing pretty good basketball down the stretch. Went 6-6 in district play, 13-7 overall on the season, but started out 0-9. So Howe with a pretty good comeback in the season. It's kind of been, what they, even if they get down, they have that resiliency. And if you read the Howe Enterprise this morning, you kind of learned about the resiliency. Maybe it's due to, their head coach and the resiliency that she's had to go through in her life as a cancer survivor, and thought at one point she was not going to be able to coach and teach again. And lo and behold, here she is, and here are the Lady Bulldogs that started 0-9 with that same, showing that same grit and resilience, and here they are in a big dance.
Yeah, I mean, that tells you something about her and about the lady she has here to start out 0-9, and especially with high school kids, who, at that point could have given up and just said, there's the season, there goes our year, but they stayed with it and battled it out down the stretch and able to get themselves here in the playoffs.
Oh, great. We've got the student section behind us. Oh, Lordy. Okay, so we're going to have Full Throat right behind us, I guess. So we're getting a hello from Caleb Taylor. No, and it was very nice of him to ask, but no, he'll be just fine. Very
was
polite.
nice, yes.
Very polite. Are we going to interrupt y'all?
Yeah.
No. You go have fun. Go have fun. But we hope it is a fun night for the student section. That's what playoff basketball games are about. And it's been a while. In the stands tonight, former head coach Derek Lands. This is the very first playoff basketball game Howe's ever had since, well, not ever, but since 1989-90 season.
Something like that, yeah.
Before the last time Howe played in a playoff game without Derek Lands. And he has been so monumental here for this Lady Bulldogs program. First ever playoff win for the Lady Bulldogs came in 2003. But no other head coach has accomplished that for the Howe Lady Bulldogs. We're trying to maybe get some Wi-Fi here. We've got a low Wi-Fi on Verizon. We're trying to work on it, so we're going to try to take a quick timeout. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
Howe Bulldogs basketball is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, Independent Financial, GCEC, Sonic of Howe. Also brought to you by Michelle Castle Guild Mortgage, Atmos Energy, Corey Hernandez State Farm, Rapid Electric, Brother Plumber, Attorney Micah Belden. Also brought to you by Howe Athletic Booster Club, Linda Hamill Insurance.
We'll see there. Hopefully we've got an internet stream for you there.
In the starting lineups, the Howe Lady Bulldogs.
Dang it. Sorry about that. We have the starting lineups for you now. We have Presley Shockey, Stegan Stubblefield making her way out onto the court. And Kendall Griffin making her way onto the court. And finally, Emery Snap will be the final starter announced for the Howe Lady Bulldogs.
Lady Bulldogs come in get the 4th seed of the playoffs, playing against the number 1 seed here in Edgewood Lady Bulldogs. Edgewood will have their starting lineup.
What we're expecting to see is Brooklyn McPherson. And again, the Edgewood Lady Bulldogs, we haven't mentioned yet, they're ranked 10th in state. They're a really good basketball team. 26-7 overall on the year. But again, we're expecting Brooklyn McPherson, Ella Tyner, and that's McPherson being announced. We'll see if Ella Tyner is next. And that is Ella Tyner. Looks like it might be Brooke Elliott, the senior. That is Brooke Elliott, the senior. Cassidy Paul, we expect to start, the junior. She's 5'11", strong and athletic inside. And the starter, senior Anna Nicholson. And she's 5'6" post shooting guard. And there is your starting lineup for both teams. McPherson, Tyner, Elliott, Paul, and Nicholson for Edgewood. I think we're ready for our national anthem. Oh, where everybody was searching for the flag, and there, it's a brand new gym.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go with the national anthem.
It's basketball time in Texas, Justin White.
Let's do it.
Looks like we've got an energetic PA announcer tonight also.
It looks like
that ought to be a lot of fun. You got a DJ Jazzy Jeff in the corner over there.
Hey, and the student section looked like they moved to the opposite side of the.
And we told them it would be okay.
Yeah, so.
They do have a mic right on top of them, however. We did, but we'll see. But now they're over there by the door, so now they won't be on top of the mic. So Howe going to have their hands full tonight against number 10 Edgewood, 26-7 on the season. The Lady Bulldogs again 13-17 on the year. Emery snap will tip off against Cassidy Paul, and we'll get this by-district championship underway here momentarily. Howe Lady Bulldogs, Edgewood Lady Bulldogs, Class 3A, District 11 and 12. And Edgewood controls the tip. Bringing it up the court is Brooklyn McPherson, right-handed dribbling. Tegan Stubblefield will go mano-a-mano, but now in a zone. Switching over to the left side. Elliott, now a three-bomb. And that one is no good, but rebounded, however, quickly back into the arms of Elliott. Underneath. And now a jump shot off the back of the rim. That's up, and that is good. And that is Ella Tyner. Tyner again, 6-foot post. Physical. Can dribble and attack.
Here comes the press.
Lady Bulldogs trying to get it down. Snap over to Gentry, waiting for Tegan Stubblefield to get across, and she does. 7:26 on the clock. First quarter, no score. Gentry Doty has the ball stolen away from her for a moment. It's knocked out of bounds by Nicholson. And Howe will retain possession. Doty to bring it in, and she throws it to Stubblefield. Baseline. Howe moving to our right, left to right. We're on the corner end on their offensive side. Kendall Griffin, left wing, looking for somewhere to go. She's going to attack the basket. She's cut off, however. Now a tall pass. It's over the head of Gentry Doty, and it's stolen, and now Stubblefield will get it back and into the arms of Kendall Griffin, who'll set it up top, guarded by McPherson. Griffin will dribble to the bucket, a pass underneath to Shockey, and that's no good. She missed the layup. And with 6:46, it's going the other way into the arms of Brooklyn McPherson.
Got to finish those point-blank shots right there underneath the basket. Just couldn't finish.
Shockey, the sophomore, missed the first easy shot of the night, and it goes the other way. Brooke Elliott will change hands on Kendall Griffin, and now in the corner, McPherson driving to the bucket around the edge. Then that one's no good, but a foul is going to be called on Howe, and that might be on Shockey. McPherson will go to the line, and the foul will, what did they call that on?
I think it was on Shockey. Let's see if they haven't officially named it on the scoreboard, but I believe it was on Shockey. Got a part of the wrist on the way up on McPherson.
Shot is good. There's our first point of the game. Shockey is the niece of former New York Giant tight end Jeremy Shockey. 6:23 on the clock. Second shot's off the front of the rim and no good. Stubblefield hustling for it, but McPherson grabs it. Almost went out of bounds, but she is able to recover and get it to Tyner. Now it switches places again with McPherson. Top of the key, right side now to Nicholson. Feeding underneath to Tyner. The shot up, no good. Rebounded, however, and put back up is Cassidy Paul, and she draws the foul.
I'm noticing right off the bat that Edgewood is crashing the offensive boards. They've got a couple of second chance opportunities, including there, Cassidy Paul able to come in unblocked. Nobody blocked her out and able to clean up the mess and draw the foul and go to the line for a three-point play.
Paul shot off the back of the rim, no good. A scramble for it. And I believe there is a jump ball for possession. And it will be Howe's ball going that way, coming back towards this end. As again, we're in the corner on the Howe offensive side. Griffin looking to throw it in to beat the press. Stubblefield back to Griffin. Griffin, a long pass back to Stubblefield. Got to get it across. And now a long pass to Snap to Doty. Inside to Shockey. One bounce up, no good on the layup again, but rebounded by Snap. She tosses it back court. Oh! And Kendall Griffin hit the score table really hard with her shoulder. And I was glad it was her shoulder and not her head. She went diving for the ball and really slammed into that thing. And she had to get up slow and take a breather. And I think she's going to get a rest after this, as it looks as if Tori Williams is going to come in for Griffin for just a second. As she jammed that shoulder really hard, but she's looking as if shaking her head like she's okay. But lifting her arm above her head, looks like she's going to be okay.
Boy, I tell you what, she would have got a helmet-to-helmet. Almost got a helmet-to-helmet there. She wouldn't have moved her head. Instead, used her shoulder against that scoreboard.
That was scary.
It was.
McPherson will have it stolen by Snap. Quickly going the other way is Stubblefield. Pulls up her dribble, now gets it to Snap across the stripe. And Snap's going to shoot a three off the back of the glass. Rims out, no good. Rebounded by Brooklyn McPherson. 5:20 on the clock, 3-0, Edgewood in the lead. Pass right side on the wing is Nicholson. Back to Tyner, now feeding underneath. And apparently there's a foul on the floor as Cassidy Paul looked about to go up for the shot. But another foul call. And Griffin will check back into the game. And Gentry Doty will check out.
I think that foul was on Aubrielle West, I believe.
Shockey is out of the game with West in. Here's a shot for three off the front of the rim and no good. Rebounded in the middle of the lane. That one's no good. And then Snap brings it down for Howe. Stubblefield ends up with it. Got to get it across quickly. Lots of pressure. McPherson in the face of Griffin. Left-handed. Got to throw it down, and she does. Williams has it. And a pass is stolen from Williams to Andrea West. Paul has it, and gets it back out and sets it up with McPherson. Top of the key, guarded by Stubblefield. A pass underneath. Checking down to Tyner off the back of the glass. No good. Rebounded by West for Howe. She has it stolen away from her by Elliott, who puts it up and off the glass and good. 5-0 Edgewood. 4:22 on the clock. Griffin dribbling it down. Has Tori Williams for three. Off the rim, no good. It barely hit the rim. And now going the other way again is Edgewood as they'll settle it down a little bit. Brooklyn McPherson. Right, left on the dribble. Top of the key, guarded by Stubblefield. Right side to Tyner. Behind the line on the wing. A pass inside to Paul, knocked out. And Howe will have possession. Shockey checks back in. That'll be Aubrielle West who checks out.
Howe's done a pretty good job of breaking the press. I'd like to see them get some easy buckets down the other end. And then when they do come down and break the press, they kind of jack up shots here and they turn the ball over again.
A baseball throw from Griffin is immediately intercepted. A long three, however, lands back in the arms of Griffin. This time she's going to dribble it down herself. And there could have been a foul call on the back, but knocked out of bounds, and Howe will retain possession. Ella Tyner was very close to fouling Griffin right there.
Probably should have. Kind of used her body to bump into Griffin.
Snap to inbound, guarded by Paul. And Stubblefield will have it. Pass left side, left wing, snap, cut off. Right side, three all alone is Gentry off the front of the rim. No good, rebounded by Paul. She pivots, throws her elbows around, and creates some room, and here goes McPherson the other way. 3:24 on the clock. Very quick first quarter. Tyner, left wing, guarded by Snap. Feeding underneath to Paul, off the glass, no good again. And a foul's going to be called on Paul as she tried to strip it away from Stubblefield.
Cassidy Paul is a really good post player down the paint, and she got called for just a cheap foul on the end. That may be the only way you can beat her right now is to get her into foul trouble.
She is extremely athletic.
Yeah, she is.
Griffin to inbound, trying to find somebody to get it to. She's got Snap, who has long arms and is able to drag it in. Stubblefield across half court. Gentry Doty, right wing, thought about the three. Throws it over to Snap. And close to another foul call. Edgewood trying to slap the ball away, but no call there. Griffin has it. Top of the key, a feed at the high post to Stubblefield. Pass underneath to Shockey. It goes off of her and out of bounds.
Stubblefield got it at the free throw line, tried to get it down to the left block to Shockey. Kind of threw a a laser down there. Didn't really need to throw it that hard. And went right through the hands of Shockey. Another turnover by Howe.
2:46 on the clock here in Caddo Mills. Brooklyn McPherson, right wing to Tyner. Tyner looking for somewhere to go. Will dribble in for just a few steps and now out. And Brooklyn McPherson for a long three. Right side of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Griffin. Griffin looking for another long baseball pass to Doty. She goes up, stops in the middle of the lane, puts it up, and there's Howe's first bucket of the night with 2:20 left to go in the first.
I like it. Some fast break, easy points that you can get in transition. They were able to do that. Find Doty, who was kind of cherry picking on the other end, able to the benefactor of a fast break points.
McPherson guarded by Griffin, who almost stole the ball away. Briley Ditto into the game at a guard, and now inside to Paul. Right elbow shot jumper off the back of the rim, no good, but a foul call on the floor before the shot. Let's see what that one's about. Edgewood will inbound. They're not giving the player fouls on the scoreboard. Ainsley Cassell into the game. She'll pass underneath. Tyner off the glass and good. She draws the foul on snap.
That was a good move by Tyner. Got in the block, got the entry pass, and took a couple of dribbles and just shot it over the head of Snap and got hit on the wrist. Chance for a three-point play.
Tyner, 6-foot post, and she's a good one. The shot is a three-point play. It's 8-2, 151 on the clock. Long baseball pass from Snap to Kendall Griffin. Pulls up at the right wing. She'll dribble near the top now. Right-handed, right side of the court. Feeds the high post. It gets away from Stubblefield. A scramble for it. Jump ball, and that one should be going to Edgewood on the jump. And it is. 8-2. Edgewood in the lead over Howe with 1:37 left to go in the first.
Well, you've missed key opportunities underneath the basket, and then you turned the ball over a couple of times here the last couple of possessions. Got to take care of the ball.
McPherson, the point guard, will bring it down. She's 5'9". Right side to Tyner, 6 foot at the right wing. Feeding underneath to Paul, right-handed off the glass. That's good. Shockey did the great job of just keeping her arms in the air, didn't create the foul. And now the pass gets away from Stubblefield as she was intending to throw it to Griffin, but the route was jumped, but it goes out of bounds, and Howe retains possession. Stubblefield will bring it, or attempt to throw it in again. A screen from Snap trying to open up Griffin. Snap gets the pass. Back to Stubblefield. She holds up, now Snap, now back to Griffin. Across the line. Griffin with pressure from all over the place. And now that pass from Stubblefield is picked off. Going the other way is Paul, left-handed dribbling, stops at the left wing, three-point line to Tyner. Now they're setting it up. Under a minute left to McPherson, top of the key. Guarded by Stubblefield. Right wing. Now Tyner has it in the corner, right side. A ball above her head. She tries to feed it underneath. Stubblefield knocks it away now into the arms of Snap. 40 seconds. Going the other way. Guarded tightly by West. Snap picks up her dribble, throws it to Stubblefield, and a foul's going to be called on Tyner, who pushed off on Stubblefield.
Edgewood is playing very aggressive defensively, either in the full court, half court. They're all up in your jersey, so you've got to be strong with the ball. Come to the ball when you pass it. Give good, clean, crisp passes. You can't float the ball out there.
Very aggressive defensively. Griffin dribbles between her legs on the right side, now behind her back, going to the bucket. Up for the foul. She draws the foul, and that's what Griffin does so very well. It's the first time we've seen that tonight.
And I like it, too, because she went right at Cassidy Paul, and I believe that's going to be Paul's second foul, I believe.
That's big.
Again, these referees are the Edgewood plays very aggressive defensively, and they're kind of letting the officials dictate how aggressive they'll be able to play as Griffin missed her first free throw.
It stays 10-2 with 23 seconds remaining in quarter number one, as Griffin will toe the line for her second foul shot. Ball is up, and it is off the, again, right side of the rim, bricked and no good. 21 seconds on the clock. Down the court goes Cassell. Ball over her head to McPherson, right wing. Griffin and Snap in the area, 11 seconds. McPherson will keep dribbling. Ball over her head, top of the key. Ditto guarded by Griffin. Ditto in the corner. 2 seconds. 1, McPherson for 3. No good off the left side of the rim, and we are headed to quarter number 2. 10-2, Edgewood in the lead. We'll be right back right after this timeout.
Howe Bulldogs basketball is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, Independent Financial, GCEC, Sonic of Howe. Also brought to you by Michelle Castle Guild Mortgage, Atmos Energy, Corey Hernandez State Farm, Rapid Electric, Brother Plumber, Attorney Micah Belden. Also brought to you by Howe Athletic Booster Club, Linda Hamill Insurance, Michelle Carney Photography, Hit Exteriors LLC, TechWave, Night Furniture. Also brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, Texoma Land and Home Realty Team, Goodfellas Barbershop, Don Smokehouse. Now with the call of the game, here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
Welcome back. It is 10-2. At Caddo Mills. Edgewood all over the Lady Bulldogs so far. Thank you for listening. I think we're having a struggle this evening with technicalities on our end. Hopefully it's not coming across on your end. Here's Griffin dribbling to the bucket. She's cut off, and now a foul's going to be called on the floor. Loose ball foul. And I didn't catch who that was on, but
I think it was on Ditto, Riley Ditto.
Doty will inbound. Looking for somewhere to go, and she just throws it straight to McPherson, who just jumps right in front of it. 7:44 left to go in the second. McPherson going the other way. Guarded by Griffin. Griffin close to fouling right there. Didn't get called. Now left side all alone. Tyner for 3. That one's no good. Rebounded by McPherson, but Griffin fights it away from her, dives for it, regains possession, and gets it to Stubblefield. Doty, right wing, wants the 3, feeds underneath the snap, and it goes out of bounds. And Howe will retain possession as a defender got the hand on it also.
Well, Cassidy Paul for Edgewood is out of the game now, so this is a good chance to maybe try to tack down there in the paint with maybe like Snap or Aubrey West, who's in the game too.
Tori Williams trying to get it in, but can't get it in time. They call 5 seconds, and Howe looks very flustered. This Edgewood defense will do that to you, though.
This is one of those games where it seems like for Howe, as long as you can stay in this game, every possession counts, though. You got to take advantage while the game is still somewhat tight. You're down by 8. You've got opportunities.
McPherson, left wing, down in the corner now. Up top, back to McPherson. She'll drive the lane, and she's going to be fouled on the floor, I believe, by Griffin. McPherson trying to say she was shooting. Trying to persuade the official there, but not going to get that call. As Shockey will check back in. And Emery Snap will get a breather. Snap will be guarding Ditto. And now McPherson left wing. Up top to Nicholson. Now to Ditto. Ditto wearing headgear, covering her face. And now in the corner, Tyner, right wing. Guarded by West, ball over her head, a pass right at the free throw line, off the glass, no good. And rebounded by Shockey. It was a shot by Brooke Elliott that just bricked off the back of the rim. And here's Stubblefield, top of the key. Guarded by Nicholson. Stubblefield goes to the bucket. She's going to be fouled by Nicholson in the middle of the lane.
Good job. I'm sorry,
go ahead.
Good job by Stubblefield to get to the lane. If you're not able to generate points offensively, at least try to draw some fouls and get to the line, the free throw line, and see if you can get some points there. That's what Stubblefield's doing right now.
6:22 on the clock here in quarter number 2. 10-2. Edgewood in the lead, and again another foul shot going astray for the Howe Lady Bulldogs.
If you're going to draw the fouls, you get to the line, you got to convert. They haven't been able to hit one tonight at all.
Second shot for Stubblefield. She'll toe the line, dribble 3 times really close to the ground. Right-handed shooter off the back of the rim. Again, no good. And Howe's free throw shooting tonight is atrocious. Tyner in the corner to McPherson. A shot for three off the front of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Nicholson. Back to Ditto. Back to Tyner. Top of the key guarded by Griffin. Right wing Nicholson. Back to Ditto. Swinging it around to Nicholson. In the corner guarded by Stubblefield. McPherson puts it up in the middle of the lane. That's no good. Rebounded for a moment by Nicholson. She's trying to swing her elbows around and get everybody off of her. No foul called as Ditto ends up with it top of the key. Guarded by Griffin, playing catch with McPherson, 5:46 on the clock. Here in quarter number 2, Edgewood up 10-2. Ditto, ball over her head. McPherson all alone for three, right wing off the back of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Elliott, but a foul called, as I think Elliott might have got called for positioning there.
Howe is switching up their defenses last couple of possessions. Last one they were man-to-man. This one they were 1-3-1 defense. And Edgewood was kind of doing skip passes across from the left to the right, trying to find an open shot. Just hadn't been able to knock one down.
Stubblefield's pass is into Williams, who'll get it back to Stubblefield, who'll dribble across the press. And she attempted to pass it. The ball was tipped as she was trying to throw it and stop at the same time. And they're going to call traveling on that, 5:29 on the clock.
Get that press, that's what it'll do to you. Even though she got it into the front court, a little bit out of control, trying to find somebody to throw to, and got called for the traveling.
Cassell will get it into McPherson, who will be guarded by Griffin. Trying to make her go left, and now Nicholson has it left. Thought about the three in the corner. McPherson top of the key, guarded by Griffin. A pass right underneath to Cassell, who goes up and draws the foul on Shockey. And Shockey, all of a sudden, I think she might be in some foul trouble. We don't have the count. They have this big, beautiful scoreboard, like the Dallas Mavericks, but they're not putting the fouls up there.
Got everything but the fouls.
First shot, rimmed in and out, rims out, rims back in for Cassell. And it's 11-2, 5:08 on the clock.
I tell you what, Edgewood is finding their way around this 1-3-1 zone, and they've had some good opportunities to shoot the ball. They just can't seem to knock them down.
Second shot rolls in. They get the home court roll, and it rolls back in. 12-2, 5:07 on the clock. Stubblefield almost called for double dribble there. She picks it up, throws to Griffin across the line. Griffin has nowhere to go. She's trapped by Nicholson, and now they're going to get Griffin called for a travel. And Howe's starting to get a little flustered. They're going to call a timeout real quick.
Much needed one, too. Yeah, that full court press defense will get you making – it wants you to make quick decisions and get you flustered, and sometimes you'll make incorrect quick decisions. And it can kind of snowball if you're not careful. And so it's a good job by Coach Anderson to call a timeout right now to kind of rally the troops and kind of settle everybody down and kind of get back to your game plan on how you're going to break this press. And then once you get into the half-court offense, try to generate some points.
Yeah, much-needed points. Howe's not had a chance to get things set up, really. The press has been the problem for the most part.
And again, Howe is playing that 1-3-1 zone defense down there. And when you play that zone defense, one of your weaknesses is rebounding. So you got to be sure you put a body on every girl, on every lady, to be able to prevent offensive rebounds. Looks like they come out 2-3 zone, looks like now.
Left side, and now in the corner to Nicholson. Feeding to Tyner underneath. She goes up for it. No foul, but she puts it in. It somehow rolled in. She just threw a prayer up there, and it came in. And now Griffin has the ball swatted in the air. Right wing to Doty. Doty's pass is errant, and it goes through the arms of Griffin. Nicholson taking it coast to coast. She feeds underneath to Elliott, but it goes out of bounds. Edgewood will retain possession, though. An inbound pass, Tyner quickly, a shot up and good. And all of a sudden, Edgewood starting to find a groove here, 16-2.
Howe's starting to unravel here.
There's a long pass from Griffin, is picked off. Going the other way, Tyner now in the corner. McPherson for three from the left corner, no good. Swatted out of bounds. Edgewood will retain possession off of Emery. Snaps, batted away, rebound. And McPherson looks to inbound here with 4:06 remaining in quarter number 2. McPherson's pass in the corner. Tyner for 3 all alone. That one off the front of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Griffin. And she's immediately tied up with Cassidy Paul, who got her hands in there to tie that one up. And Edgewood will retain possession.
They had all this time with Cassidy Paul on the bench with foul trouble and just only able to generate 2 points so far.
And a pass
back in
to Elliott. And she drew a foul trying to put it up for 2. And Elliott will go to the line. 4:01 on the clock. Howe's going to be in some serious foul trouble here. First shot, left side of the rim and no good.
It's 18 fouls now on Howe.
Second shot, dribbles 3 times. Off the right side of the rim this time, no good. Rebounded by Doty. A pass to Griffin. That one's nearly picked off, but Griffin's going to take it to the bucket. Misses the layup. Can't get her rebound as Tyner does. Now Nicholson going the other way. Cut off by Doty, and now a pass to Elliott. Swinging it around to McPherson, guarded by Stubblefield. Middle of the key, underneath to West. A beautiful pass from Tyner to West, and it's 18-2. 3:37 left to go in the first half. Griffin quickly the other way, goes up, tries to draw the foul on West. She does, and she'll shoot 2 as she was going up for the layup. And that's what Griffin does the best.
Yeah, things are starting to unravel here for Howe. They can't hit a shot. They're turning the ball over, and then Edgewood is starting to hit their shots. They were missing some earlier. They're having open looks but couldn't knock anything down. Now they're starting to knock them down.
Speaking of knocking them down, Kendall Griffin hits the first one, and Howe, is that their first free throw? First successful free throw.
And that's the
right?
first point they've had since Gentry Doty had that jumper earlier, the jump shot.
18-3, 3:33 on the clock. Griffin's second shot, also good. Tyner will inbound to Nicholson. Down to Ditto, right wing. She'll bring it to the top of the key, guarded by Gentry Doty. Nicholson to the corner to Elliott. Back up top, swinging it around. Ditto to McPherson, right wing. The ball above her head, guarded by Stubblefield. She'll make a play to the right side of the layup, right side of the bucket. Layup is no good. Griffin with the rebound. 3:10 on the clock. Griffin's trying to go up for a layup again and is fouled by Ditto. And are they going to give her? She's going to shoot. They're giving her a shooting foul?
Yeah, I guess continuation, yeah. She was.
Is that a shooting foul?
I thought it was. I mean, she was getting close to the basket. I mean, she was going to that basket one way or another.
She's about 6, 7, 8 feet away. I'll take it. Here's the shot, no good. And it is rebounded by Elliott. That's not a shooting foul. It was a 1-and-1.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Under 3 minutes left to go in the first half. Nicholson for a long 3, left wing, no good. Rebounded by Shockey, quickly to Griffin. Headed the other way. A pass to Snap, turn around, jumper. Air ball, no good. Rebounded by Shockey. Into the arms of Snap, and she puts it up. That one is good. And finally a bucket underneath for Howe. It's 18-6. 2:36 left to go in the first half. McPherson dribbles to the right, throws it right to Nicholson. Ball above her head, up top to Tyner. Above the three-point line, long arms of Snap in her face. Tyner dribbles right once, kicks it out to Ditto, right wing, back over to McPherson, left wing, in the corner to Elliott. Guarded by Stubblefield in the corner, or Griffin rather, and now Tyner's going to make a play to the bucket, a hook shot, no good. She tries to get her own rebound, but Griffin was right there. And a sea of black jerseys, and Howe's going to have possession as the ball went out of bounds, apparently off of Tyner. Stubblefield, go ahead.
You got 2:05 left here at 18, down by 12. If you can pull this thing within 10, you still got a chance.
Stubblefield dribbling it down. A little shove off there, maybe, perhaps didn't get called. Snap going to the bucket. She kicks it out to Shockey. Up top, underneath. Turn around, Snap. That one's good. Howe all of a sudden starting to move a little bit here. It's 18-8. 1:45 left to go in the half. McPherson walks it across half court. Stubblefield will take her on about 5 feet away. Now right side Nicholson. Up top to Tyner. Left wing McPherson guarded by Stubblefield. Up top Nicholson swinging it over to Elliott. Now in the corner to Ditto. Trying to set up maybe Tyner underneath. There's the pass. Feed to Tyner. Turn around left-handed layup's good. Right over the top of Emery's snap. And it's 20-8, 1:12 on the clock. Griffin throws it into Stubblefield. Back to Griffin. Surveying the court. Trying to dribble across, beats the press, left-handed dribbling to the left wing. Doty for 3 from the corner, that's good. And it's 22-11. Big bucket there from 24. Under a minute left in the first half. Howe all of a sudden with some momentum. McPherson dribbles across the half-court line, guarded by Stubblefield, setting the play up. West out of the game in foul trouble. Right side to Ditto. Up top to Tyner. And what's the call there, Justin?
Foul on Kendall Griffin. It's a little bit too much pushing down there with her and I guess Brooke Elliott. So Elliott go to the line.
Tori Williams will check into the game and Griffin will check out. That's not good with your ball handler out of the game. 33 seconds remaining. Elliott will shoot off the back of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Doty. A quick pass to Stubblefield across the line. She'll pull up left wing. Long pass to Williams. It goes off her hands into our lap. The ball bouncing over here. And Edgewood will have possession. I almost shot that thing.
From the bleachers, sit down.
I guarantee you. Nothing but net. Left side, McPherson, left wing, trying to feed Tyner underneath. On snap, she dribbles across the lane, feeds Ditto, long 3, and it's good. 23-11 as Ditto was about 4 feet behind the three-point line. 5, 4, 3, and now they're going to get another shot on a steal. Outside, McPherson for 3, no good. And Howe will go to the locker room down 12, 23-11. We're going to try to get former head coach Derek Lands to join us here at the half. We tried to strong-arm him and say, hey, we're going to see you at the half and visit with him, so we'll see if he's able to make his way over here.
How did he respond? Was he open?
He said, oh, okay, all right. Just typical Derek Lands, just a nod and a slow walk. We'll see.
I always laughed last year, and I made the comment before, the way Coach Lands dresses, it looks like he'd been out in the pasture baling hay, got the boots on. Coach Forsyth comes out, he's got the bow tie and the jacket like he just closed a big like he's been in a business meeting or something.
Right,
closed a big deal.
Yeah, Coach Lands, there's no doubt he's probably, he walks in with like a one of those twigs of wheat between his teeth, cowboy boots on. Talking about steers and heifers and well, we're going to try to see if he'll join us. I don't know where he is, but we may have to go run him down somewhere. Jake Roberts, your first time really with us on the air tonight, doing all the engineer work for us. What's your thoughts on the game?
I think number one, what Howe needs to do coming out in the second half, they've got to limit the turnovers 100%, and they've got to get better boards because there's been a lot of offensive boards that Edgewood's been able to get. And I think if they can limit those two, they can definitely get back into this game.
And Jake, you're saying that is Edgewood seemed to be kind of cold there at the beginning of the game, midway through.
And that was an opportunity.
And had some good looks, so Howe kind of weathered the storm there of getting all those good looks and not being able to knock it down. But toward the end of the first half, they started to knock those shots down. And you talk about giving them second opportunities with the rebounding. If they're not able to hit shots, but then they get second opportunities with the offensive rebounds, you got to do a better job of blocking them out.
Well, free throw shooting is also a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Because they've gotten to the line a few times and they haven't been able to capitalize on those.
Yeah, I think they hit maybe a couple of shots. I think Kendall Griffin had 2 free throws, and I bet they were probably 2 for 6, 2 for 8, something like that in the first half.
Well, we may not have Derek Lands, but we may we may be joined on the broadcast by Brad Murphy. If he wants to join us, he'd walk down here right now. Do you want to join us on the air and talk about the game a little bit? No? Do you want to make an announcement or anything? Nope.
Get out of here in a hurry.
I really thought that would be, I thought, let me see if I can find him.
Is he here? Have you seen him tonight?
Oh, yeah. Guys, go ahead. I'm going to, y'all do what you do. I'm going to see if I can find Coach Lane.
So, Jake, as far as second half, then, what do you think as far as adjustments in the second half?
Well, they've got to figure out a good press break. That's probably the number one thing. And then once they figure out the press break, Edgewood plays very aggressive up front, so maybe if they can get some screens involved, they could maybe get some pick and roll action because they play so aggressively. If you get the roll off the basket, I think it's going to be open. It may be a little iffy depending on. I didn't exactly see. It's like a tight zone. They're playing in like an intense zone.
Yeah, and you got to be careful with those passes because Edgewood's played a pretty good job of hitting the passing lanes and getting their hands up.
They've intercepted quite a few
and being active.
We got stood up.
Oh, no.
We got the cold shoulder.
Oh, no.
Man.
He's not even here, huh?
Yeah, no, he's here.
Oh, he just didn't.
No, he doesn't want to do it.
Don't want to do it. Okay.
Yeah, no. You know, it's too long of a walk, I bet you.
Hey, he's in retirement now, so.
Yeah, well, he did get, he is a golf coach also.
Yeah, okay.
So he gave me some tips on the yard work. You're a big yard guy also.
Yeah. Is he a yard guy? I mean, gets to be a golf coach? Is he?
Yeah. So, well, I mean, he knows how to do stuff with the yard, right?
Right, okay.
Because he's a golf guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've been battling this perennial ryegrass situation that I planted several years ago in my front yard.
Yeah.
And it won't go away because it's perennial.
You tried to Roundup.
Well, Coach Land said, because I'm always hesitant with Roundup in Bermuda. I don't care if it's dormant or not. It scares me to death. So Coach Land said, hey, go ahead and do it, but do it before Valentine's Day. Don't do it after Valentine's Day.
Okay.
So last week I went out there and I put Roundup on all that perennial ryegrass to get my Bermuda grass when it wakes up to kind of take that over because they fight each other, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to find out. It looked like it's starting to turn yellow a little bit, so we'll see. Hopefully my Bermuda doesn't stay yellow.
I think I saw a picture of it on Facebook. Is it around the trees or is it in the open? Yeah. So that Roundup, you never know with that stuff.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
So as far as this game goes, what's the Lady Bulldogs going to have to do to get back into this thing and maybe sneak out a win here?
Well, Jake, I think Jake was talking about breaking the press, finding a press breaker. And I think, they break the press and then they kind of stop and kind of get to their half-court offense. And I'm fine with that, and I understand why. But I think maybe trying to attack the basket, get some fast break, easy points.
Push the ball.
When they do break that press. But it's kind of a fine line between breaking the press and trying not to, getting easy baskets, but trying not to force it too much. And then it goes back the other way, and next thing you know, you're in a back-and-forth game. What do you think, Jake?
Yeah, I think like you said, I think pushing the ball would definitely help with this because, like I've said, they're aggressive. So if you push and you go fast, they might be able to find a hole in their zone. Like I said earlier, maybe some screens to try to help get people open off of that press because they're just hoping that the person that has the ball can get around the edge and find someone that's open. So,
and Howe's defense on the other end is they kind of switch it up. Seems like almost every other possession. They got a 1-3-1 zone at one time. They get man-to-man. I saw a 2-1-2 zone defense in there at a couple of times.
There's a 2-3 man. Yeah.
So I don't know if they do that just to kind of keep Edgewood off balance, or just trying to figure out what works.
I mean, maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah,
because it seems like when they come out with something new and fresh for the first time, maybe it'll work, but then they'll come back again, and then Edgewood will know what to do, and then they'll get it in.
Well, I tell you, Ella Tyner, I've been keeping up a little bit on points, Monty. She got 9 points, and she was starting to heat up there in that second half, or that first end of that second quarter, down in the post. And Cassidy Paul, she's got 6. Brooke Elliott's got 2. Ainsley Costell's got 2. And then Briley Ditto has 3. Brooklyn McPherson has 1. And then for Howe, Kendall Griffin has 2. Emery Snap has 4. Emery Snap made some pretty good moves there in the post late in that second quarter. And then Gentry Doty's got 5. She's the highest scorer for the game so far.
I think if Howe is going to have any kind of a chance in this basketball game, it's going to be because Kendall Griffin attacks the basket and gets to the free throw line and gets West out of the game and gets Tyner in serious foul trouble.
Talking about Paul?
Paul, yeah. Sorry. Paul and Tyner. If you can get those 2 in foul trouble and off the floor, you got a better shot at winning this game.
Which they did for a little bit there. They got Cassidy Paul. She had 2 early fouls and had to sit out part of the first and part of the second.
Well, Howe is back on the court doing their shots warming up. Edgewood has not come back out yet. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
Howe Bulldogs basketball is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, Independent Financial, GCEC, Sonic of Howe. Also brought to you by Michelle Castle Guild Mortgage, Atmos Energy, Corey Hernandez State Farm, Rapid Electric, Brother Plumber, Attorney Micah Belden. Also brought to you by Howe Athletic Booster Club, Linda Hamill Insurance, Michelle Carney Photography, Hit Exteriors LLC, TechWave, Night Furniture. Also brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, Texoma Land and Home Realty Team, Goodfellas Barbershop, Don Smokehouse. Now with the call of the game, here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
We're back in Caddo Mills for basketball time in Texas. Justin White, Jake Roberts with you as Edgewood. They don't need any warm-ups. They just are going to go straight from the locker room onto the floor. They don't need to shoot around.
No,
Have you seen that very much?
Not much. Yeah, they're pretty much, and Howe's already out there on the floor ready to inbound. Bonnie, what's the boys looking like? They got
Bonham tomorrow night for senior night to close out the regular season. And we'll see what happens from there. I don't know playoff matchups just yet. I know I think there's still a chance for the 3rd seed.
Okay.
But I don't have that officially, so don't hold me to that. Stubblefield with the ball over her head. Howe going the other way now. To our left is their offensive end. Ball gets away from Doty, stolen away by Nicholson. Into the arms of McPherson, and Howe with an early turnover to start the second half. McPherson sets up the play with a finger above her head, and she'll dribble back and forth at the top of the key, guarded by Stubblefield. Now right wing to Elliott. Back to Tyner, top of the key. Swing over to left wing, McPherson for 3, front of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Tyner, however. She puts it back up. That one's no good. And Paul can't bring in the rebound, and Griffin will go the other way. Dribbling right-handed. Double team in trouble. Now throws it to Stubblefield. Top of the key right side. Now in the corner to Griffin for 3. Short, and that's no good. Rebounded by McPherson. Here goes Edgewood. Back down this way. 6:58 on the clock, and the third we're just underway. Nicholson on a pass to Elliott, who was cutting the lane. She'll go to the corner on the right side. Up top to Tyner, into Paul. She'll drop it. It gets away from her. Snap picks it up, throws it to Griffin. She's going to take it all the way into the left side. She's cut off, however. Will cut up to the top of the key. Pass underneath, stolen away by Nicholson. It was a bad pass. Tyner will now bring it up. Uncontested. Switch over to Elliott, top of the key. McPherson now running baseline. She'll cut up to the top right wing. Guarded by Stubblefield. A pass to the elbow. And now McPherson. That's a great looking play from Tyner to McPherson. Stubblefield trying to get the ball in. Finally does to Griffin. Back to Stubblefield. She's going to have to dribble it across. Passes across to Doty. A pass to Snap underneath the Shockey, and it goes over her head. An errant pass by Snap and another turnover for Howe. 14-point lead for Edgewood and a timeout by Howe. They want to talk about it.
I think Coach Anderson didn't like the way that press. They broke the press and then Snap got it at the free throw line and tried to dish it down to Shockey and just threw it over her head. And it just get that press gets you frazzled.
Yeah, a little frustration setting in a little bit. Good to see Michelle Carney here taking pictures. She goes down to the other end now as the offensive side of the floor is down there. But Coach Anderson kind of ripping into Lady Bulldogs a little bit right here. She's got a lot to say on the floor.
Yeah, she's animated.
She's kind of got the Johnny Cash look going tonight, doesn't she?
Yeah.
All black. She's headed to Folsom Prison or something. Edgewood will hit the floor as Nicholson will bring it in, or she'll throw it in to McPherson. 5:53 on the clock here in the third. Switching hands as she dribbles across the line to the right wing. Stubblefield almost stole it away, but she'll pass it to Tyner. Nicholson feeds underneath to Paul, but that one gets away. Paul's upset a little bit because she couldn't bring it in, and Stubblefield will now try to inbound against this heavy press. Griffin will try to dribble. She's cut off and double teamed. She goes back the other way. Slings it all the way across the floor, and that one's going to be intercepted by Paul. And now into the arms of Doty, who goes up for the shot and is fouled.
I think Doty got called for a charge.
That's going to be an offensive foul. Boy, she was all out jumping for the bucket in desperation, and yeah, I mean, I could see that.
She was trying to draw the foul, but lowered her shoulder, and I guess because she was out of control when she got the loose ball, call for the charge.
McPherson sets up the play, 5:13 on the clock. Pass to Tyner. We're a little bit under the right elbow, and a long three for Nicholson in front of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Shockey. She walked. Too many steps as she was trying to find her outlet to throw and couldn't find anybody quick enough and just took too many steps.
Yeah, with the long rebound, her momentum just started taking her, and she just, as you said, took too many steps.
McPherson to inbound, looking for Paul. Right there is Paul. Makes a move on Shockey. Right elbow, kicks it out to Tyner. She could have had the three. Down to Nicholson. McPherson in the corner. Dribbling baseline. Turns, stops, and there is a 3-second call against Paul. And Howe will take it the other way, down 14 with the 4:52 remaining in quarter number 3.
She must have really camped out in the lane. You don't get that call very often, 3 seconds in the lane.
Griffin inbounds to Stubblefield. Left-handed dribbling. Trying to beat the press by herself. Now a pass to Griffin across the line. Long pass in the corner, Gentry for three. That one's up front of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Griffin, who banged inside. She'll dribble it back out for three again. Jody, and the ball's batted away as she was trying to find Snap. Now Snap recovers in the corner, just swats it off of the foot of Tyner, and it goes out of bounds. Howe will have possession as Snap was cornered, and she did the smart thing there. She'll inbound here, Stubblefield, left side, left wing, turns around, left-handed dribble out to Griffin. Behind the line, right-handed dribbling, guarded by McPherson. Picks up her dribble, long pass to Snap across the right side. Paul gets right up in her hip, now to Griffin. She'll drive the bucket, baseline, 10-foot jumper, no good. Rebounded by Elliott, coming the other way.
Man, Howe can't buy a bucket. I mean, Edgewood's contesting every shot, it seems like.
McPherson with Stubblefield about 7 feet off of her. Nicholson right wing. Tyner from the free throw line, jump shot no good, rebounded by Stubblefield. She's trapped, stolen away. Paul with an easy right-handed layup, 27-11. The pass from Stubblefield to Doty to Shockey. Down the court, Shockey up for the bucket off the glass, and that one's good. Shockey answers really quickly as a nice pass from Doty. And with 3:26, Howe again with a 14-point deficit, 27-13 to Edgewood. Inside, and that's Paul all alone is going to draw the foul from Doty.
Yeah, Doty had to come over for help side defense. He got there just a little late, just a tad bit late, and Cassidy Paul just went over the top of her, and he got Doty called for the foul.
So Paul will go to the line. 3:17 left to go in quarter number 3. First shot is good. 28-13. As we're having a little bit of difficulty with our score, so we'll try to keep up a little bit as we can. But the scoreboard's not going to be accurate here for a moment. Paul's second shot no good. Rebounded by Shockey. Doty will throw it to Griffin. 3:13. Griffin across the line. Deep in the corner. Pass to Snap at the high post. In the corner for Tori Williams. Short and into the arms of Tyner coming the other way. Exactly 3 minutes left to go in quarter number 3. McPherson to send it up. Slowing it down, top of the key. Guarded by Doty. Now Ditto into the game, right wing. Now Paul. Now McPherson left wing for 3, and that's in the bottom of the net. Edgewood can start to extend this thing now. 31-13. Tori Williams on the other end. In the corner, Shockey. Ball above her head. Snap, top of the key. She's going to drive through the lane. The ball's knocked out of her hands by Elliott, and Howe will retain possession.
Well, Edgewood's starting to slow it down and work it around, work the clock a little bit. If they got an open shot, they are trying to be efficient, and Howe is starting to get a little bit desperate, and they're just, which they need to right now. They're down by 18.
So it's 31-13 with 2:20 left to go in quarter number 3.
And Tori Williams drew the foul. That's another way of trying to get back into the game is again, drawing the foul. You stop the clock, and you have a chance to get points at the free throw line. You just got to sink your free throws, though.
Williams spins the ball a little bit. Second shot off the front of the rim, no good. First shot, rather. And now Doty will check out. Stubblefield back in. .220 on the clock. Williams, the freshman, at the line. Second shot rolls in. Tyner to inbound. And now to Ditto. Now corner. McPherson thought about another 3. And Griffin's going to get called for a foul at the very top of the key as she was trying to pick the pocket of Ansley Cassell, who's into the game. McPherson will inbound for Edgewood as Doty checks back into the game for Kendall Griffin.
You may start to see Howe start to get a little bit more aggressive, see what they can get away with.
I think Griffin is in some foul trouble, and that's not good. Here's a pass to Tyner. She misses the jumper. Rebounded by Shockey. It got away from her, but falls into the arms of Snap, who gets it to Stubblefield. Picks up her dribble. Now inside to Snap. Kicks it out to Williams. 3-bomb from the right side. Air ball. Rebounded by Doty, and it goes off of Edgewood. A nice headsy play there by Gentry Doty to knock it off the Edgewood player.
That was great hustle by Doty.
And Howe will have possession. Stubblefield to inbound. She does so to Shockey. Turn around pass. It gets away from Doty. She regains it, however. Picks it up, goes to the bucket. The ball is swatted away as looks like she was trying to draw a foul. Ball going to Elliott, and Shockey's going to be called for a foul. And I don't know how, I wish we had the number of fouls on the board because Shockey's got quite a few now. And Itzel Caneo will check in for Gentry Doty. First time we've seen Caneo so far this evening.
Coach Anderson having to go a little deep into her bench now.
And now Aubrielle West will check in for Shockey. Again, a little foul trouble here for the Howe Lady Bulldogs. McPherson wanting to inbound to Elliott. She does. Guarded by Williams. Tyner a long pass, McPherson left wing. Ball almost tied up for a moment, but now to the bucket goes Cassell, but she's going to be fouled by, I think that was Snap. And Snap's got a lot of fouls.
Cassell pump faked on Aubrielle West, went baseline, and Snap came over to the help defense and just swatted her, but in the process slapped her on the arm.
Shot by Cassell is no good. It's 31-14 with a minute 23 left to go in quarter number 3. Second shot by Cassell, rims in, rims out. Rebounded, however, by Elliott. She goes back up, no good. Goes back up again, no good. Rebounded by West. He'll get it to Conejo. She'll dribble it. Under pressure. Finds Snap, got to get it across the line, picks it up, stolen away by Ditto, who's making her way to the bucket. Left-handed layup, no good. Rebounded by Snap. Gets it to Conejo, got to hurry. Get it across the line, under a minute left to go in the third. Stumbles a little bit. It's going to be almost stolen away. Williams gathers it around the right side, and an offensive foul is going to be called on the freshman Tori Williams.
Well, this shows you how bad you miss Kendall Griffin right now, who's on the bench when your best ball handler, maybe the ball handler on this team, if she's on the bench right now, and Conejo will go to the bench.
Kennedy Barrett will check in for Howe. Sophomore, so a lot of youth on the floor. McPherson dribbles to the right side of the lane, picks it up. A nice pass underneath to Tyner. That's no good. Into the arms of Stubblefield. She'll try to break the press on her own. Left-handed dribbling. To the right side, now pulls up middle of the lane. Ball gets away from her. It's going to be stolen by Cassell, who hands it to McPherson. 23 seconds left to go. McPherson pulls up across the line. Right side, Ditto all alone for 3. It's short, rebounded by Kennedy Barrett. Looking to dribble to the right side, trying to break the press on her own. She dribbles across, has the ball stolen, but it's swatted away out of bounds by Ditto, and Howe will have possession with 5.3 remaining in the third.
I think Coach Anderson's just trying to get through this third quarter with keeping Griffin on the bench. I'm assuming she'll bring her back in the fourth.
Barrett with a long 3, rolls in and rolls out. That one was pretty close as Kennedy Barrett almost drained the 3 ball. And it's 31-14 as we enter the final stanza here, perhaps for the season for the Lady Bulldogs, as it does not look real good at this point.
No, especially that later in that third quarter, late in that third quarter. Kendall Griffin goes to the bench. You get a couple of the ladies in there who have not played as much. And when you don't have a lot of good ball handlers and you get a press you're trying to break, can lead to mistakes, and it did there.
Yeah, it's kind of just been more of the same from the first half, except they haven't been able to score the ball, especially with the foul trouble that they've gotten in. I think that's caused a lot of the problems that they're having right now, and that's why they only had 3 points in that third quarter total. So,
Justin, you may not remember this. We were at doing a football broadcast several years ago, many years ago, and this little kid walked in our booth, and his mom and dad said he wanted to be a broadcaster one day. And that little kid's name was Jake Roberts.
I do remember that.
And he made his debut that night. Do you remember anything about that?
So I remember it, but I don't know. Like, I want to go find that.
The audio, yeah.
I want to go find that. I don't know who we were playing, but I do remember that because I was
what's funny is probably Austin Haley was the quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Right, yes.
It may have been the year before that, though.
Doesn't that seem amazing? It seems like
is.
how long ago does it seem the Spike Wars, that video that we did with the Howe and Van Alstyne with Austin Haley as the young Jedi. Here's McPherson to the left side. Tyner to Paul, misses the layup, and it'll be Howe ball as Paul tried to gather it on the rebound, but went out of bounds. And looks like the starters mostly are into the game. Stubblefield and Griffin, although Williams is in and West is in, no Shockey. And a long pass by Griffin's going to get away. She just tried to heave it as Howe was under stress there, trying to get it across to beat the press. Griffin just had to heave it, and it went over the head of Williams. McPherson slowing it down. 7:30 left to go in the game. Nicholson in the corner to Tyner. Now up top to Elliott. Right wing, Tyner, long pass, left wing, McPherson goes in and out of her hands, but right there is Nicholson. And a quick pass to McPherson, ball gets away, and it's going to be a travel call against McPherson as the ball just got away from her for a moment. Howe will inbound with Stubblefield, looking for somewhere to go, finds Griffin. Dribbling to the right, passing up McPherson. I'd like to see those two in a foot race. Here's Stubblefield, top of the key. Looks at West underneath for a moment. Now Snap is going to be fouled as she went to the bucket, but I think Tyner will be called before Snap was on her way to the bucket, so no shooting foul here. And inbound to Stubblefield, right corner. Ball above her head. Now she turns and goes to the bucket. Wide open runner, and that one's good. 31-16 with 6:49 left to go in the game. McPherson again walking it down. Starters into the game still for Edgewood, as McPherson will right arm off of Stubblefield. Now back to her in the corner. Elliott, long pass over the head of Nicholson, and that's a turnover. And Howe will go the other way. You don't see a lot of errant passes from Edgewood.
No, you didn't. You got it in the 1-3-1 zone defense. The corners are the way to weaken that defense, and then skip pass as well, except that skip pass went over the head of Edgewood.
6:18 on the clock. Griffin trying to make a move on Nicholson. She pulls up, now top of the key, swinging it in the corner. Gentry Doty for three. Rims out and a foul call underneath. Nicholson hit the floor, but the foul apparently is going to be on Howe.
Doty's had some tough.
And that's 5 fouls on Kendall Griffin. Is that right?
That may be.
Not Griffin. Or is it? And it is. She was kind of walking away saying that they hoped it was somebody else.
Yeah.
But Kendall Griffin has seen the floor for most likely the final time this season. She'll be back a year from now as a senior, and that's going to be fun to watch.
Man,
She's been fun to watch for 3 years now as a varsity player. McPherson will walk it across as Shockey checks back in the game. Right wing to Elliott, guarded by Snap. Snap got in the face, which caused the errant throw. Stubblefield's going to take it the other way. Pulls up, throws, and she's going to be called for the travel underneath the bucket. Probably should have went ahead, tried for the layup there.
Yeah, I don't know what she was thinking. She had a man right there on her left side and then stopped and tried to kick it back out. She should have just gone for the basket for the layup.
5:48 left to go in the game. 31-16 as Stubblefield checks out of the game. In now for Howe. There's a player not on our roster. I'll have to check for a moment, see who that might be. McPherson dribbles to the left side, guarded by Shockey. In the corner, Tyner, top of the key, swings it over right side. Ditto for three, right wing. That one's good. 34-16.
Okay, you don't have a ball handler in here, so everybody's got to come to the ball.
I believe that may be Amy Bond as number 14. And this looks like an offensive foul against Snap. And that could be 5 on Snap.
I believe that is.
Checking in for Emory Snap will be Bryn Riley. For the first time we've seen her tonight. 5:14 left to go in the game, 34-16. Edgewood in the lead. They are ranked number 10 in state, and you know why. They've played an outstanding game tonight. McPherson guarded by Bond, we believe. And a pass down to Tyner in the corner up top. Now right wing. Back to Ditto up top with the mask on her face. The clear mask for protection, not a N95 or anything like that. Right wing, corner, Tyner now Shockey goes for the steal, and I think they might have collided heads as Shockey had her hands on her face for a little bit. She's a little upset, and she's obviously going to be called for the foul, and that might be it for Shockey.
I think
She's going to check out.
There's 3 starters out.
Jordan Bruner will now check in for the Lady Bulldogs. 9 team fouls against Howe. None of them really questionable. Rebounded by McPherson after the missed free throw. Tyner now to Ditto.
They're going to slow it down now.
Yeah, lots of new faces. Only Gentry Doty on the floor who gets extended minutes. Everyone else, not a lot of minutes during games. Here's a rebound. It's going to be Edgewood, who Nicholson tried to gather it on the rebound and it went out of bounds. Doty now will inbound against the press, and we've got Doty, Bond, Stubblefield back into the game. Doty pass to Stubblefield, back to Doty, back to Stubblefield across the line. She'll dribble it across. Left side in the corner, pulls the ball above her head, trapped inside to West, puts it up, it's blocked by Paul, and she'll be called for a foul. Only the 3rd team foul against Edgewood in the second half. And there's 4:01 left in the game, and Edgewood leads 34-16.
And Edgewood's played aggressive defense. I guess they just hadn't got the calls that Howe's been getting.
West on her first shot is good.
Because Howe's got three starters who we believe have fouled out now. And Presley Shockey, Kendall Griffin, and
Emery Snap. Second shot off the right side of the rim, rolls out, rebounded by Paul, who will kick it out to Nicholson. No pressure, brings it across the line. Now Bond will step up a little bit into the face of McPherson. Right wing to Tyner. Over to Paul, right wing. Up top, Tyner. Now they're just going to try to kill the clock a little bit. Stalling it out, McPherson will dribble in. Tyner underneath, wide open Paul. Easy bucket for 2. 36-17, 3:30 left to go in the game. Long pass, almost stolen. Doty to Bond. She'll dribble it to the right corner, pick up her dribble, double teamed, ball above her head. Now she passes out to Bruner. She'll drive to the bucket, turn around, pass back to Bond. It goes out of bounds, but it was knocked out by McPherson. And Howe will have possession, as it looks like Tori Williams will check in for Tegan Stubblefield. Nope. Gentry Doty. Stubblefield will inbound. Looking for Bond. Top of the key. Dribbles once, picks up her dribble. And a foul is going to be called on McPherson as she tried to rip it away from Bond. And now Emery Snap will check back in for West.
I guess Snap is not fouled out then.
She's got to be close. The inbound pass was for Stubblefield, but it got away and out of bounds. Howe will try to do it again as Bond is playing the part of Kendall Griffin right here, trying to inbound. The pass into Stubblefield, using her elbows to get defenders off of her. She drives to the bucket. Right-handed layup is good. In the middle of the lane, Stubblefield makes it 36-19 with 2:55.
Good drive by Stubblefield, the teeth of the defense.
McPherson dribbling across, now right wing to Nicholson. Guarded by Williams. Back to the top of the key. Ditto to Tyner, stalling it out, 2:36 on the clock. Emery Snap creeps up on Tyner. He throws it to Nicholson, right wing. Williams was slapping at the ball, but it was thrown over to Ditto, and now Tyner top of the key again. Tyner is going to play some basketball beyond high school, I believe. A 6-foot guard, good ball handling skills. And she'll pass here to McPherson. Tyner guarded by Snap. She'll dribble down, and a loose ball foul called on Tegan Stubblefield. Did I see that right? Or was it Snap?
Honestly, I couldn't see it from here. Snap. I think it may be snapped because she's starting to have a.
That is her final foul, and she's out of the game. Shockey comes back in. So, again, they're not putting the fouls up on the board, which I really wish they were.
Yeah.
Because it's very important. But
because we've been guessing on who's fouling out.
and there's been a lot of fouls. But Shockey into the game, I'm going to assume that she has 4.
And I think Snap fouled out because she went and shook the head coach's hand, Darren Swift, for Edgewood's head coach.
2:10 on the clock. Tyner's first shot's no good. Bond having a conversation with McPherson about half court. Tyner's second shot short, rebounded by Stubblefield. Turns around, goes the other way. Driving to the middle of the lane. It's knocked away by the defender. Kagan Grant into the game for Edgewood, and I think she's going to get called for the foul.
Yeah.
Tori Williams looking to throw the ball in, does. And Mackenzie Kruger into the game for Howe. She has the pass, now throws it to Bond, to Williams. It's stolen away. Stolen by Grant. And McPherson with $150 left to go in the season for Howe will dribble it across the midcourt stripe. Guarded by Stubblefield. Minute 42, minute 40.
Looks like next dead ball, Edgewood's going to empty their bench as well.
Tyner with the ball above her head, guarded by Kruger. And now over to Ditto. Playing perimeter pass. Paul, right wing to Tyner. A minute 19. And there's a drive by Tyner in the middle of the lane. She goes up, no good. Gets her own rebound. Shockey gets the rebound, tries to throw it out, stolen by Tyner. They'll set it up again, a minute 05. A minute 2. Kruger is going to try for the steal, and there's your dead ball that'll empty the bench for Edgewood. Kennedy Barrett will come into the game also, and Tegan Stubblefield checks out for the final time for her senior year. Bond will inbound, under a minute left. Kennedy Barrett, top of the key, now to Bond, right wing. Bond picks up her dribble, now to Williams. Back to Bond, it goes over her head and out of bounds. Williams, another pass that might be just, it was catchable, but it slipped through the hands of Bond.
Mm-hmm.
Also onto the floor for Howe will be Danielle Hargrove. Edgewood inside, Grant up, that's good. 38-19, that's we're at the 24-second mark. Just about the end of this thing. Kennedy Barrett brings it across. 17 seconds to Bond, right wing. Hargrove sets a pick. Bond thought about the three for a moment, picks up a dribble inside to Hargrove, back out. Bond thought about the three again. A pass to Kruger, gets away, but Williams is there to recover. She drives baseline, kicks it out. Inside, Hargrove puts it up. That one is good. To end the game and end the season, Danielle Hargrove throws up a prayer, and it rolls in. And Howe, their season comes to an end with a 13-18 record, but enter the playoffs for the first time in several years and in the first time in the Ashley Anderson era in her very first season in Howe.
You know, they just kind of ran into a buzzsaw. I mean, Edgewood's a good team. They had the opportunities. Edgewood, it was kind of cold there to start off the game, but Howe couldn't buy a bucket. They turned the ball over. They were allowing offensive rebounds and just had the opportunities, but just couldn't. I don't know if it would have changed the outcome of the game, but I think they could have stayed with them for a little longer than they did. But Edgewood's a good team, and Edgewood's always got a good. Edgewood boys and girls always got good basketball programs, and it'll be interesting to see how far they go in the playoffs.
Congratulations to the Edgewood Lady Bulldogs. They will advance to play the winner of Madison and Ponder. And again, congratulations to the Howe Lady Bulldogs on an outstanding season, bouncing back from no playoffs for a couple of years, and here they are in Ashley Anderson again's first year back into the playoffs, and And in a youthful team as well, they'll be back.
Yeah, they're losing 6 seniors. I mean, they're losing Tegan Stubblefield. That's going to be a tough one. Gentry Doty, several other seniors, but those 2 are the starters. You're going to lose 2 starters from this year's team. But you're bringing back Kendall Griffin, Emery Snap. You're bringing her back. Those 2 ladies back. Presley Shockey's only a sophomore, so the cupboard's not completely bare.
Yeah, we'd like to say thank you to the families of the seniors as they move on past basketball season. Jordan Bruner, Mackenzie Kruger, you mentioned Tegan Stubblefield, Danielle Hargrove, who made the buzzer beater just a moment ago, Itzel Caneo, and Gentry Doty. I want to recognize all the seniors there as they move on beyond their Lady Bulldogs basketball career into other things in life. And if I know anything about the Doty family, she'll probably be an OSU Cowboy here in a few months. That's kind of how they do it.
From Howe to Stillwater.
There's a train apparently that goes straight from Howe High School to Stillwater, and there is a path that's beat up on that. I don't know why, I don't know how, but there is a path from Howe High School to Stillwater. A number of kids go to OSU.
Well, there's a pipeline somehow.
There is.
Go Pokes.
So, hey, for everyone who's been a part of this one, Lady Bulldogs lose tonight in bi-district action. But we're going to do a basketball. We're going to try to do boys basketball as much as we can. If there's a playoff game, there is a playoff game there. As long as it's not on a night where I have city council or something like that, we're going to try to do all of them we can.
Okay.
So for everyone who's been a part of this one, including Justin White, Jake Roberts, I'm Monty Walker. So long, everybody.